Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE has wrapped the 41st annual WrestleMania and is now marching to notable events such as the 16th annual Money in the Bank, SNME 39 and 40, and the first two-night SummerSlam, among others. Officials are finalizing the fallout from the biggest WrestleMania, and sources are revealing creative scoops. Night 1 of WrestleMania Vegas saw three big title changes: Jade Cargill's singles debut on the grandest stage of them all, and Paul Heyman's big swerve with Seth Rollins. WWE crowned three new champions on Night 2, including John Cena's undisputed championship win in the main event of his final WrestleMania. The two-night event included other swerves, surprises, debuts, and returns to perfectly position the WWE Universe on the road to Backlash. Officials went back and forth on some of the WrestleMania 41 plans, and WWE's creative writing team is a hot topic of discussion this week after a sneak peek at the process was included in the trailer for the unprecedented new WWE Unreal series on Netflix. Jade Cargill defeated Naomi on Night 1, but Fightful Select reports that Cargill vs. Nia Jax was also considered, which aligns with the reveal on Unreal. This was pitched as a WWE Women's Championship match, with Tiffany Stratton rumored to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. The center of the universe ended up dethroning Jax on the first SmackDown of 2025. The rematch of Jade and Nia's 2024 SmackDown DQ in the Queen of the Ring tournament was discussed internally, and the idea spread throughout the company. Officials decided to go with Jade vs. Naomi during Jade's hiatus. Despite the Cargill vs. Jax title match being listed on the creative whiteboard on Unreal, there was talk of doing Stratton vs. Charlotte Flair by December, long before Flair returned from injuries. At one point, the Queen was also considered for a tag team match, teaming with Becky Lynch to face Asuka and Io Shirai. This pitch and others are why it was reported in January that there had been creative talks for Asuka's return feuds before it was determined that the Empress would be out longer. The tag team match was never actually pitched to the fore, and Lynch was pitched a different match. According to Fightful, AJ Styles was planned to face Logan Paul long before his injury. Rey Mysterio vs. El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, was also planned for some time, as was Kevin Owens vs. Randy Orton, which was just revealed to be an even bigger story backstage. Bianca Belair vs. Rhea Ripley was the direction in January, but Io Shirai was later added to the program. WrestleMania was a big success for Seth Rollins, but a disappointment to Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Gunther. Fightful Select reports that creative plans involving the four superstars were up in the air before being finalized. At least, new World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso vs. Gunther had been planned since mid-January. It was previously reported that Punk vs. Rollins was discussed for WrestleMania at one point, and the whiteboard seen in the WWE Unreal trailer had the singles match listed twice. Officials ended up having Punk win the first match on the Raw Netflix premiere. Then Rollins won the Steel Cage rematch last month. Backstage tensions continue to simmer as WWE barrels forward from the fallout of WrestleMania 41, and industry insiders are reporting seismic shifts in upcoming feud trajectories. None more buzzworthy than the latest surrounding rising superstar Jade Cargill. According to multiple sources, WWE officials are said to be in heavy discussions regarding her next steps on the main roster, with major names being thrown into the conversation, and a multi-brand presence reportedly being considered for the powerful former TBS champion. Jade's standout showing at WrestleMania 41, culminating in her victory over Naomi, has launched her into the next echelon of WWE superstardom. WWE sources tell us that Triple H and several key creative voices backstage were blown away not just by her athleticism but by her presence, drawing comparisons to a young Chyna with the mainstream crossover potential of a Bianca Belair. With those impressions cemented in the minds of WWE brass, the question now shifts to, what's next? Reports indicate that WWE is considering positioning Jade Cargill as a key antagonist on both SmackDown and Raw for the upcoming months, with an eventual title run all but confirmed. One plan discussed in creative meetings involves her clashing with Becky Lynch in a summer-long feud that culminates at SummerSlam. The idea here is that Becky, having carried the women's division through multiple eras, would represent the old guard resisting Jade's aggressive takeover. It would be a high-profile, full-circle storyline highlighting Becky's resilience and Jade's hunger to dominate. The match is expected to take place in a marquee spot, possibly co-main eventing the show depending on how fan reactions continue to evolve. Interestingly, there are also murmurs about a potential alliance involving Jade Cargill and the returning Charlotte Flair, which would shock the WWE universe. The pair would be positioned as a dominant, egotistical power duo, taking over both brands and targeting champions simultaneously. Creative sees value in pairing Jade with an established name for her next arc, and Charlotte's rumored desire to return this summer adds fuel to that fire. If the deal goes through, expect a brutal beatdown segment post-Money in the Bank to set the tone, possibly targeting Bayley or Liv Morgan to send a message. But Jade's rise isn't without internal debate. Sources say some backstage are concerned that too quick a push could invite backlash from the fanbase. There's a delicate balance at play: how to showcase Jade's dominance without triggering the kind of negative reaction that accompanied Roman Reigns' early mega push. WWE has reportedly assigned a dedicated promo coach to work with Jade weekly to fine-tune her mic skills, and several respected veterans, including MVP and Natalya, have volunteered to help mentor her through the transition. Meanwhile, in the wake of her loss at WrestleMania, Naomi is expected to remain heavily involved in Jade's storyline, at least for the short term. There are plans for a rematch, though not immediately. WWE officials believe there's still emotional fuel to burn in Naomi's underdog story, especially after her post-match message on SmackDown, where she stated, "I'm not done. Not by a long shot." Some had speculated that Jimmy Uso could become further entangled in the feud, potentially leading to an intergender tag match scenario involving Jade and a surprise male partner. One name floating around for that role: Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo, fresh off his WrestleMania ladder match performance, is reportedly being eyed for a main roster elevation, and pairing him with Jade could fast-track his exposure. The chemistry between the two during rehearsals has been described as natural and explosive, suggesting WWE might test the waters with them as a temporary alliance. But Jade's reach may not be limited to just women's rivalries or SmackDown. There's serious talk that she could be one of the few female superstars in the modern era to regularly cross brands without being assigned to a specific show. A source close to WWE creative hinted, "She's going to be a crossover force. Think Roman Reigns level presentation, just with a very different flavor." To that end, she's expected to appear on NXT in the coming weeks, possibly to confront Roxanne Perez in a one-off segment designed to boost ratings and shake up expectations. It's not just Jade's direction that's causing a buzz. There are whispers of major shakeups in the women's division as a whole, and several new feuds are reportedly in the pipeline. One idea of gaining traction backstage is a fatal four-way program involving Jade, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Io Sky. With rumors swirling about a brand merge post-draft, WWE could be planning a unified women's championship storyline, with the four top names competing for supremacy. The working title of this arc internally is The Era of Apex Women, and preliminary scripts for promo packages are already being reviewed. Adding to the intrigue, an unexpected name has surfaced as a possible disruptor: Rhea Ripley. Despite suffering an injury scare at WrestleMania, Rhea is reportedly ahead of schedule in her recovery and could return as early as the Money in the Bank Premium live event. If she does, it's believed she'll go straight for Jade. WWE reportedly sees a Ripley vs. Cargill feud as a WrestleMania 42 level encounter, and they may begin laying the seeds months in advance. Creative is particularly excited about the real-life parallels between the two strong, intimidating, no-nonsense competitors who don't back down. The plan could involve a slow-burn series of face-offs, backstage encounters, and psychological mind games, rather than immediate physical confrontation. On the fan engagement front, WWE is said to be ramping up their social media campaign around Jade. Expect exclusive Instagram storylines, TikTok promos, and a possible mini docuseries on Peacock, tracing her transition from AEW to WWE. The series, tentatively titled Arrival, has been described as part Chronicle, Part 24, and could drop just before SummerSlam. Jade has reportedly agreed to give cameras unprecedented access to her training sessions, backstage preparation, and family life, including cameos from her daughter and partner, Brandon Phillips. Meanwhile, WWE is also closely monitoring how Jade is received by younger demographics and merchandising numbers. Early signs are extremely promising. Her Cargill Club t-shirt line sold out in 3 hours after WrestleMania, and her action figure pre-orders are among the highest for a female star in the past 5 years. Officials are keen to strike while the iron is hot, and talks of a signature match type or gimmick bout centered around her persona have emerged. A working idea includes a Diamond Ascent ladder match exclusively for women, with Jade as the match creator and first ever participant. One creative source noted, "She's the kind of athlete you can build around, not just for a season, but for a generation." Beyond in-ring action, there's increasing speculation Jade may step into a more mainstream entertainment role. WWE reportedly pitched a crossover appearance on Peacock's reboot of Battleground and a guest spot on Young Rock Season 4. Hollywood agencies have already expressed interest, and insiders say WWE would fully support her exploration of outside projects, so long as it fits within their overall branding strategy. As for her locker room report, by all accounts, Jade has fit in seamlessly. Multiple superstars, including Natalya, Bayley, and Shayna Baszler, have praised her work ethic and humility, citing her coachability as a key factor in her fast-track trajectory. She's reportedly been spotted traveling with Bianca Belair and Montez Ford, fueling even more speculation that a Jade/Bianca tag team, or rivalry, is coming sooner than later. The two are said to have real-life mutual respect and a friendly competitive energy behind the scenes that WWE creative is eager to channel into storytelling. In terms of creative tone, WWE has given Jade significant say in how her character evolves. She reportedly declined initial pitches that were too villainous for the sake of it, instead suggesting a more layered persona, someone who is unapologetically ambitious, unapologetically glamorous, and ruthlessly focused on success, but not cartoonishly evil. This has sparked renewed discussions about nuance in female character development and could mark a turning point in how top stars are presented going forward. And finally, in a stunning backstage rumor that could shift the balance of WWE's landscape even more, there's talk of a Women's World Cup tournament later this year, with the finals rumored to headline a stadium show in the UK. Jade Cargill, according to multiple insiders, is penciled in as one of the top seeds. If this comes to fruition, it would mark one of the most significant pushes for women's wrestling in WWE history, and put Jade Cargill exactly where the company believes she belongs, at the top. This is only the beginning of what appears to be a transformative chapter in WWE's women's division. Jade Cargill isn't just the future, she's the now. And based on what we're hearing, WWE is just getting started. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.